So looking back at the footage last time, I noticed two things. First was that it was loud. Which is not the best for anyone here. That is, I'm not against making your ears bleed, but I would like to do it in more original avenues than just having the volume up way too loud. So anyway, I got I just got myself some water beforehand so that I could rehydrate, eat myself every time I get torment my vocal cords. They scream in pain at the thought. They would scream in pain at the thought, but that kind of goes against the whole point of what they were trying to avoid. Second, I wasn't doing a good job of explaining anything. Which is something that I will correct. Mm. Yeah. So let's go sort through some expository questions first. What's BIOS, counselor? BIOS? Our BIOS is the greatest, and all the others are nothing but dust. Coincidence? What is incubator, counselor? The holy place where Illipod poets of the burrows are born. What is Kusawaks, counselor? Nah, like, I already answered that. We already got that answer. Yeah. What is Glorks, counselor? Why do you want to know about Glorks? To you, it's nothing but a foul word. What is Beaver Rats, counselor? Arrogant creatures, 100 times worse than Zeekson. They gobble our leeches and season them with Nimbos, the Vandals! Don't even think of visiting them. They'll wolf down any Ellipod if they get even a glimpse of his wet scratchers. But we'll teach them a lesson one of these days. So if you were paying attention in the last episode, you'd know that also us Vangers are failed Ellipods. Something like that. Yeah. Okay. To recap the the prior video where I just didn't explain anything. What he did show was that this world has a very simple trader that we can access at the start. Either S-Cave accepts the export of the other S-Cave for good prices. Not that it's very efficient way of making money. Other S-Caves outside of this world will have their own setup like that, which and an individual S-Cave will accept most exports of the others, though not necessarily for the best reward. I don't remember how we found out about Zeekson. What is Zeekson, counselor? Zeekson? Ugh, what a terrible word. Looks like you're just here to annoy me, Hearse Rider. What is phlegma, counselor? The blood of incubator. What is plump up, counselor? The beginning of the Ellipod rotation. Ecstasy for the pods and ambience for the elder cords. Floods of nimbos. What is election, counselor? This rite is in place to prolong the race of the Illipods. It is the cycle that follows the plump up. The time for speedy Vangers to show off! What is Gulp Down, Counselor? The final stage of our sacral rotation. The leeches reach punish and start to gobble sweetly, slowly absorbing the cord of the chosen one, who has been waiting for his leech while staying in the mind of the pod. I am trying to make sense of that. What is pod, Counselor? You're too dumb for that, son! Forget about them. They're not for you. Yes. Yeah, right now we're running, as you can see, an oxidized monk. Which is, you know, pretty ordinary looking car if it weren't for the fact that it is covered with blades. So I'm gonna right click on its description again, I think. This old fella has seen a lot in his days. There are still living witnesses left on Fossil who saw these things triumph in the big race from the incubator. They mopped the floor with the 4 boneheaded Zeeks and Scoffers and their fancy dragsters and salvaged guns worth tons of beebs. Luck favors this machine. This is where greenhorns earn their first beebs. It comes from old Ellie Pods and is wet, slimy, and disgusting. But some love it. Oh, yeah, taboo tasks. This is a random mission in that we can complete for some beebs and karma. Taboo task. All the bunches use this to make Vangers work for them. When you take it, you don't know what's inside. It's just the luck of the draw what's there when you come to the surface and open it. But the Vangers who steer clear of taboo tasks soon get poor and become Rafa. Where's the chain, Counselor? The lost chain of worlds. What is Rafa, Counselor? You'd better hold your tongue, spring chicken. You'll see them soon enough. There are a lot of them up there. Some time ago, Leapkey missed a Kusawak. The counselor believes that the treasure may lie in one of the underground hideouts. To verify this, reach 5 hideouts before the end of the cycle and see what's going on there. And reward 1,300 beebs and 2 luck. Okay. I believe this is a hideout. Yeah, we just got a small amount of dominant ants from getting in here. You know, didn't even have to commit any vehicular or homicide. Not really sure if it is homicide though. That, you know, murder and homicide are legal concepts, and we're not people. Like, Pods are legally people. Vangers aren't. It's kind of like... Yeah, I'm not... Yeah, that's misfortunate. This is, actually cut off, so, past me in a small way. Like, it is impossible to know this normally, but there are some, there are, like, some, states, there's some progression events that you desperately need to win at a Legion Beam Champion. There's some, events that, There's some progression states that are unachievable if I don't finish every taboo task from I believe a S cave. Just one of the S caves. Okay, so yeah. There are two kinds of weapons that fit into our mechos right now. We got the options are either the Mitzelot machine gun, or the smaller Gorb gear, which I have taken. I'm actually gonna sell it so I can we can see the description. Okay, Gorb gear cost. Wait, I don't know. Both of the Both of them are pretty easily recharged. The Gorb gear by entering stations, and the Mitzelot machine gun by getting in any water. There's a lot of water in this game. The Gorb gear, though, for like is compensation for having like the slightly more efficient the slightly rarer recharge method. It gets better offense. So I just stick around with the Gorb gear. Also, it accepts the tracking upgrade. We can't get the tracking rig though. So Salamander Gorb gear. One of the last inventions of the Infinite Mind who disappeared after the clash, used against crowds of Crispo. Generates quasi-stable plasmoids possessing significant destructive power. Powered by a special onboard energy supply which requires recharging. Stationary autonomous Gorb power stations were installed everywhere at the time of the clash, and some remain up and running into the present. It's a lot machine gun. A mighty quick-firing machine gun, which was the weapon of the Softy troops during the final stages of the exploration. Equipped with an onboard ammunition maker which shapes bullets on the fly from plain soil or dust, through special chemical processing and subsequent squeezing in the burner under high pressure. It says nothing about water. Presumably that's a coolant. The energy from the squeezing also gives the bullet significant kinetic impulse. The catalytic reaction consumes considerable amounts of water, requiring periodic refueling from any available source on the surface of the world. Okay. So it's... The way that's phrased is interesting. It sounds like the tank isn't full of dirt. It's full of water. It just sucks in a lot of dirt beforehand. Well, it just sucks in a lot of dirt while it's firing. What is a leech, counselor? Oh, yeah. We already know this. What have I forgotten to ask? What is bunch, counselor? What bunch? You're not from any bunch. You're a bee beater. What is Beebs, counselor? You are a slave to the Beebs, you wheeled huckster. You'll kill anyone for the Beebs. That's just your fate as a mercenary Vanger. What is passage, counselor? Passage? Where did you hear that word? So, plot twist! We've just learned that, true to our expendability, Leapkey still sees us as, Leapkey, sees as his slaves. He's actually one of the nicer, he's like one of the nicer counselors. You desperately need to win an election, Beeb champion. Is that annoying? Maybe, maybe not. Charge. Energy shield charge. Energy shield discharge. Energy shield discharge. Yeah. Some kind of a... There's, you know, in addition to everything randomly happening, energy shield charged. No, I just remember that, like, I just believe that I remember that, recharging Gorb Gears is an achievable action. What are the random results of going through these broken stations? Yeah. So that reminds me, you might want to see what we're see like the list of the other UI features. Here I got the compass, which has a list of places where we could be going. You click on any one of them, and we'll get like the cursor pointing at them. Right now, the cursor has been automatically set to point us towards the incubator. That's the moving number on the, that's why we've got like the little beep on the screen with the number attached. Guard power restored. There. Bad luck. That's what I get for gambling around with stupid charge. Or they'll pass through the repair station. So, yeah. Also, we are getting a mauled for mauled to assert dominance. Very annoying. I thought that I had core power. What the frick? No, I remember that I have core power. I remember that there is. What? I don't remember that. I don't remember that, like, getting shot. Getting knocked out of yeah, that's one of the, I believe that's one of like the special beeps. It like gives you a lot of extra money. Beeps, which you might have noticed are both a currency and vermin, are, they come in denominations. You know. I think it's a response to. I think that they're like a response to camouflage. They're a camouflage response to everything around them. We've got You know, you've got like, I don't remember what the hierarchy is, except the flashing ones are on top. There are a few taboo tasks that will call for me to smash them. Stored. There you see. I have also remembered. This, I think, is a cockery charger down there. Brick station. Okay. So, this is... This is a morally neutral action because the victim is not a person. You know. I'm gonna go try to raw off the other Vanger down there for his leech. See if that gets us. A good spot on the race. Now there was a passage to Weak Sow. We ain't gonna go there yet, obviously. Yeah, I'm pretty screwed. It's not really worth it. That's worth it. Okay, I'm gonna have to go, remember, I have to figure out where this, remember... Oh! There is a prospective opportunity for me to die. Yeah, he's dead. I mean, yeah, he's done. Like, there's no reason to bother with it. I see our talks are not in vain, Vanger. You brought us flavor. We Elliepods like to wallow in it. Okay, sell the flame. A jar of mucus. Rumors say there's a whole flood of the stuff in the incubator. And my nose. To avoid suffocating, the inhabitants need somebody to cart it away all the time. Stinks like hell. After carrying it, your hold needs a good cleaning. What have we read today? Okay, 2 of Leapkey scratchers are putrid. To cure them, the 10 fresh beeps are urgently needed. Yeah. That's a pretty simple task. Pretty much the only way that we could screw this up is if the season progress is already too late. Which I don't believe it is. So, you know, we just have to go find a good active spot with numerous beeps. Yeah. This is not supposed to be this hard. I am... Luckily, we finally, found ourselves an actual proper swarm. So if we're lucky... If we're lucky, we can... If we're lucky, I can run them over before, or we get through any more of this. Yeah! There we go! Okay! Great! Great! Awesome! Okay, I was like worried because since you were because we were able to see that cert. That's just the thing of cert. Like, hold on. Can't prospect for cert right now, but we sure can just like steal a jug of it from the. I am angry. I'm livid. We can't get it. Cert is Certainers are in a they fit in 4 hexes. That's a it's 2 triangular sets of 3 hexes joined together. And because our demo task worth 1,300 ita beebs, is still in our cargo hold, we can't do anything with that S. But I mean, those grapes could have been sour. Which obligates me to go retrieve it post haste to show you what I mean. Because that's not just a classic literature joke. Should I? A worm that one day ventured to take a trip. He tumbles about all the time, whines and grumbles about the joggle, the bad connection with the pod, and his ill fate. At the sight of an approaching danger, he bubbles up in fear and messes his hold. That is not our specialty. Okay. Season change. That happens sometimes. Another Vanger will, signal the, door to close just as it's opening for us. I don't know if I can use that against other Vangers. So what I was asking, it wasn't about the passenger. It was about the possibility of buying a second Gorb gear, which I didn't choose. Probably should have chosen. Okay, whatever. There is no conceivable benefit to me going into a broken station at this moment. Now I just gotta remember. That was about around the other broken station. Well, the other repair station. Repair station 2. There you are! Alright. Container Woodster. I nearly right-clicked that, which would have emptied it. That would have obviously been very inconvenient to our little scientific study. Gee whiz, Fritter! Where did you get that precious cert? You must have tickled the other Vangers to death! Or did you really get to the Alipod's larva all by yourself? That's not the same thing as a leech. As of today, you've brought us 3 portions of tastiest Alipod cert. Keep serving us well, peaceful prospector! What a rustler, full of zeal! Looks like you're going to be a famous cert digger when you discover the worlds where our larvae lie. You know, I'll sell that for some extra. This youngster won its fame on Necros. Its flat body helps it push through undergrowth not even a beeb can get through. The fetid swamps which have gobbled up so many other foolhardy Vangers just sort of disgorge the speckos, refusing to swallow it. There's no pull on Necros that its wide wheels haven't ridden over. Do I? Oh yeah, that's it's not that's a rocket launcher. We're not. This isn't a Mecha OS that's fitted for that. Stake hordes have bred around potash in large quantities. They are impaired communications with the incubator. Shoot at least 70 stinkers to improve communications. We have quite a bit of time for that. Quite a bit of time to go. Resolve this one. Doesn't it helps quite a bit that the stink horns are very fond of exploding clusters. Yeah, as a telepathic gestalt species, it's very important to the elite pods that for them to maintain their radio signals. I think it's radio signals. Could be psychic. But if we assume that isn't a spoiler, kind of implied that they have some access to a higher state of intelligence. They'll go elaborate when they'll go elaborate once we've done a bit more service to their agenda. What do we got? 12 shots. Right. Okay, let's get to the repair station before anything can go. Okay, there. How? I could have sworn that I saw room for 2 seasons on that charging menu. So I'm going to save at incubator after asking us some questions. And I'll quit recording. I have something more important. Vanger, wait. Vanger, the election is Vanger, the election is coming up. The LA Bonds are giving you the chance to participate in something holy. Do you agree to wait here until the abundant plump up and allegiance emerge from the abyss of dreams? Something more important to do. We're not forcing you, cowardly Dougler. Every elite is a miracle meant for the silent world of LE Pods. You can go find yourself a stinking heap of scrap to live in, where you can hunt for beams. That's all, Fitter. Leave me alone. I'm busy. What is Plump Up, Counselor? The beginning of the Elipod rotation. Ecstasy for the pods and ambience for the elder chords. Floods of nimbos. Hire an assassin to pinch me if Leapkey already told all this to us. This ritual is a foundation of Elipod life. Study its rules. What is Gulp Down, Counselor? The final stage of our sacred rotation. The leeches reach Poddish and start to gobble sweetly, slowly absorbing the cord of the chosen one, who has been awaiting for his elite while staying in the mind of the pod. What is pod, Counselor? You're too dumb for that, son. Forget about them. They're not for you. What is Escape, Counselor? An escape is one of the bunches underground nests where we hide our treasure. Fortunately, Foster has some escapes. The magnificent Poddish and Incubator. What is Poddish, Counselor? An escape of gracious Ellipods which lies underground. It's located on the bottom belt of Fostral. What's more, their mistake. What's more, they're confusing it down with self. You can't go wheeling around with a rested mind like that, Hearst Rider. Leapkey took good care of you. Yeah. Vanger, essentially, is a disowned Elipod. What is the creature soup, Counselor? Don't swear! What is Beebs, Counselor? Yeah. Does... What is Glorx, Counselor? But it's nothing. It's just I remember, like, I'd expected the normal starting music to play.